What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the podcast. This is episode 3 of Off the Clock podcast. Yes, I officially named the podcast Off the Clock. Reason being, it's just, we're off the clock. We're talking about life, talking about work, entrepreneurship, side hustles, goals, ambitions, stuff like that. And just, trying new things. So that's the reason why I named it Off the Clock. I know I haven't really been consistent with it. It's been a few months since I made an episode, and to be honest, I kept saying I didn't have time, but a lot of it is just most my fault, just procrastinating and trying to make excuses. And you know what? I'm just gonna stop trying to do that and actually try to make more episodes, more videos for you guys. With that being said, let's get right into it. Today's episode, I just want to talk about not being scared to fail, and just trying new things. I think that's one reason why people don't push forward on trying new things or trying what they want to do is because they're scared of failing, and that's what's holding them back. um, I remember in a it was either in a clip or another podcast I heard. I forgot where it was, but I heard someone say that the one of the richest places you can go is the cemetery. Reason being, that's where your dreams go to die, right? You never know, what if someone that passed away had a dream of being the next Google, the next Amazon, the next YouTube, and they never pushed through, maybe because they were too scared to fail, they were scared of judgment, criticism, being cringy, you know. And so when I heard that, I was like, damn, that's true. Like, you don't know what potential someone really had until it's gone. And so that just made me want to just push forward and keep going with this podcasting. I was trying to be consistent with it. Like I said, it just, I didn't really have time, and I didn't really have time for a while, but now I do. And I just kept saying I didn't have time, and just me being lazy. That's pretty much what it was, but not anymore. Um, and another reason too, just I was kind of scared that this was gonna fail, and it's I can't say it's gonna fail when I haven't really tried. That's the same goes for anybody else. You can't really think or say it's gonna fail when you haven't really tried. Um, if you want to go into, like, my last episode, I talked about my experience about going to barber school and my journey of being a barber. I know there's people that I've talked to that they don't know what they want to do with, not, I wouldn't say necessarily their life, but they don't know what they want to do career wise. And I've kind of pitched them the idea of being a barber. Like, why don't you become a barber? It's not that hard. Schooling now is way easier than when it was back then. And they're just like, I don't know how to cut hair. I didn't know how to cut hair either. And they tell me they don't want to, not that they don't want to fail, but they don't want to mess up. Or what if they don't get clients and it's just a waste of time? You don't know if it's a waste of time until you actually try. Like I said earlier, what if you're the next big thing and you just don't know it, and you're just too scared to even try because you're scared of failure. You're scared that your friends are gonna judge you, which, who cares? At the end of the day, who cares? Like, you only have one life, and are you really gonna let it go just because you're scared of what people are gonna say? Like, who cares? You know, I don't think that should stop anyone from doing what they want to do. And I hope that if you have dreams and ambitions of one day maybe starting your own podcast, starting your own business, you don't let any of that hold you back, because it shouldn't. I've gone through so many little side experiments, side hustles, and I didn't really care. People they're probably saying, "Oh my God, this guy is trying to do whatever he can," and that's exactly what I'm trying to do, is whatever I can to make some extra money on the side. I don't want to live paycheck to paycheck. I don't want to just live I don't do my 9 to 5 job. That's it. No, if I could do something on the side and make some money with that side hustle, then I'm gonna try it. Some of the ones I tried, I at one point I tried selling hot dogs. That didn't even last long. Bacon wrapped hot dogs, and that didn't last long. And I tried it, and I probably could have kept going with it, but I just didn't didn't fully commit. So that's my part too. If you're not fully committed, then it's already going to fail right there. You have to put the commitment, the time, and effort into it. That's why I'm trying to do with this podcast is put the time again, put the effort into it, do the best I can with it, and give you guys a good episode, good shows. Like I said, this is only the beginning. This is only my third episode, so I'm gonna only level up from here. Right now I'm in my barber chair. I cut hair on the side hustle thing. My main job, I'm a delivery driver. I'm a delivery driver for an Amazon company, not Amazon itself, but an Amazon company. I'm a delivery driver. But some of the side hustles I do is cutting hair, I clean shoes, and I resell stuff like Hot Wheels, video games, sports cards, Pokemon cards, collectibles type stuff. Shoes, I do a little bit, not too much, but I kind of dabble into it. But I that's just me trying new things, and I've stuck to those. But there's been so many that I tried and I failed at, and that's okay because failure just means that it wasn't my thing to do, right? Like I said earlier, the hot dogs thing, I just I stopped doing it, and it's not that it was going bad. It's just I just stopped doing it. Maybe, like I said, maybe it would have gone good, but to me it was a failure. But that's fine because now look what I'm doing. I'm doing I put more effort into my reselling stuff, and now I feel like it's doing better. Slowly but surely, it's getting there. My eBay pages are going, a little bit more traction. My whatnot pages are getting a little bit more traction. So that's good in my eyes. It might be slow. I might be selling one or two things here and there, like maybe every few weeks, maybe a few months. But to me, that's fine because at least that means that someone's out there. They see my stuff and they want to buy from me. You know, so I'm I kind of taking in that perspective. If I fail, it's all right. I'm not gonna let it stop me. I'm not gonna let it be like, okay, I failed at this one thing, and I'm just gonna stop what I'm doing and just go back to my 9 to 5 job. That if I don't like, I like my 9 to 5. It's fine. I can't complain. It's just hot. But other than that, I like my 9 to 5. But what if you don't like your 9 to 5? If you don't like your 9 to 5, like Gary Vee said, you know, then leave. Your personal life, your own life, your mental health is way more important than anything else. Than anything else. Yes, you might be out of a job, but go look for a job. Don't quit right away. That's bad advice. Don't quit right away. Have something lined up, and then once you're ready to leave that job that you don't like, go on to another job. But I suggest starting a side hustle. Who cares what people say? If you want to start selling agua frescas, or you want to start, I say selling because selling is like one of the main things you could do, but you could provide services. Um, there's there's detailers, car detailing. I think I've seen a few people doing like junk removals. That's been going really good for a lot of people here in my town. Stuff like that. And I see a lot more little side hustles, side businesses popping up nowadays on Facebook, Instagram. I know someone that sells like clearance stuff from Walmart. They sell it out of their garage. They just pile up on it, and they have like their own little store, and they do that, right? And I'm pretty sure they don't care if they fail because at the end of the day, they could probably just donate that clothes, right? Donate whatever stuff they get, the toys, all that stuff, and donate it. And at the end of the day, that's a win-win. They help someone. If they don't get bought out, that's fine. So I just think that you can't just be scared to start new things. Like I said earlier, someone that I had talked to, I told them, why don't you start cutting hair? And they're like, I don't know. Like, I'm not trying to push cutting hair on anybody, but it's just because that's where I can go to, right? I could tell people like, hey, cutting hair is not that hard. It's not that time extensive like everything else. It's not that expensive for schooling either. School doesn't take that long. I think school now is only like 7 months. And so it doesn't take time, but you can't just be scared. If you're really into it, you got to be delusional. Like if you want to be a YouTuber, you want to be a podcaster, you have to think, oh, I'm going to be the best podcaster, I'm going to be the best YouTuber, I'm going to be the best at doing this, I'm going to be the best. Because if you think, oh, I'm just going to make it and that's it, or if you think, I'm just going to try it, or and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, that's fine. But you have to be delusional with yourself. That's how pretty much every other like uh NBA player, athlete, they think they're the best because they have to. Because if they don't think they're the best, then they're doing it for nothing. You got Kobe, that's my goat right there, Kobe. He probably never said he was the greatest, but to me, he was the greatest of all time. I grew up watching him, so that's why he's my goat. For me, it's Kobe, MJ. Then after MJ, it's going to be controversial, but I think it's actually no, sorry, it's Kobe, Shaq, MJ, and then one of my favorite players from back in the day, Jason Williams, and then LeBron. LeBron is a goat. He's a king, but he's not. I don't think he's the goat surpassing MJ in that talk. I think LeBron is a good player. He just cries a lot. That's my opinion. I'm sad he left the Lakers, but I'm glad that he left the Lakers. Now Luka has that chance to take over the team and be the team captain that he's supposed to be. We still have Luka, we still have AR, but besides the fact that I'm getting into a basketball talk right now, or sports talk, which is fine. That's part of the podcast. Um, but yeah, so getting back into the podcast, like I said, I'm going to be naming it Off the Clock. I'm going to try and get people on the podcast with me. It's just, as you can tell, I do it out of my garage. It does get hot right now. I have two fans going. I don't know if you can hear them. I have two fans going, so right now it doesn't feel that bad. It feels pretty cool. Um, and I want to get some of my buddies that are barbers in here. I have my wife's friend that she owns her own like little snack store, agua frescas type stuff. I want to talk to, probably have her on, have my wife on, because she does we both do party rental stuff, so that's probably be later on. I have a buddy that does towing. I want to get him on. Like I said before, if you guys are interested in any of those, leave a comment down below so we can get them on. Any type of job, I pretty much have a buddy that's in it, or I know someone that's in that field. And that's the point of this podcast. Is just like I said, I want to get you guys the information that you guys need, and then also let's have a good time. I want to have, when I have somebody on here, probably have like, hey, let's have a beer, kick back, talk back. How's your life going? How's this going? This and that. How the kids, if they have any kids. But yeah, that's gonna be pretty much the podcast for now on. And like I said, the name of it's gonna be Off the Clock. I just wanted to make a quick little episode since I have not made an episode in months, um, and just bring you guys something new. The layout's going to be the same for now. Hopefully soon, I'll probably be doing this in my rooms that I have here at the house. We'll see. If not, it'll just still be here in the garage, or if not, I have another microphone and I could just be taking it with me and be interviewing people either at their place or somewhere that we can meet up and just talk to them there. So far, the microphone's been pretty good. You guys let me know. How does it sound? I feel like it sounds pretty good. You guys let me know. But yeah, guys. So this was just a quick episode. I just wanted to give you guys, a little bit of motivation to let you guys know, like, hey, keep it pushing. If you have an idea, strive for it. Don't let it go to the grave. Don't sleep on it. Act as fast as you can, because you never know. You have an idea and you don't pull through with it, but then someone else comes up with the idea and they take it, and then they succeed, and then you just look back like, damn, that could have been me. You know, you get the FOMO, the fear of missing out. You just, that could have been me. That could have been my life or something like that. And so you just need to try things out. You never know how it's gonna play out with whatever it is. Just try. If you fail, that's fine. Failure is just a key to success. Reason why is just You just know that that one thing that you tried wasn't for you, or maybe it just wasn't your time. You know, it wasn't your time. It wasn't your time for it to hit, to stick. And then once it is your time, it's gonna pay off in the long run. I'm putting that motivation on myself. This is, like I said, only my third episode of this podcast, but hopefully this podcast goes further than that. I'm going to try to do an episode every week. So every week I'll try to drop an episode, for as long as I can, and go as long as I can with this podcast, because I like to talk. I like to talk to people. I'm I'm introverted, but I'm also extroverted. I could talk to someone on in the outside. You know, if we're out and about, I could talk to somebody. I could have a conversation with them, and so why not talk to people here and talk to them about their life and what they got going on, and then how they got to where they are at. You know. But yeah, guys, that's gonna be it for today. That's the it for this. That's the end of this episode. If you guys like the episode, give it a thumbs up. Put down below what you guys like, and I'm going to be doing more of these. So if you guys like it, hit the subscribe button. Appreciate you guys.